So, dear Guruji, how would you reference inner excellence?
That's a good question. When we tune ourselves inside to the all pervasive pure consciousness, that will be the state of real excellence. For that, what should happen is the mind should calm down. Chitta vritti nirodha should happen, and the inner subtle layer of the mind should be tuned in. And when the mind becomes calm, it becomes peaceful. When the mind goes into that silence, the inner layers of the mind slowly start opening up themselves. And this opening up the subtle layers of the mind will bring in not only better efficiency, but also it start unraveling the mysteries of this whole creation. According to Patanjali, when you do that systematically through the process of samadhi and later on sayama, try make the sayama, dharana, dhyana, samadhi together, then you can systematically open up layers and layers of that inner silence, which will endow us with greater and greater insights, greater knowledge, greater bliss, greater power. All these things start coming up and you start going to greater heights of excellence. And the ultimate is pure consciousness, that's infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite freedom. So that is the goal of human life.
Can you provide an insight as to how the biowell could be utilized in this manner to exemplify inner excellence?
The GDB and its advanced version, the biowell, in GDB we have seen that it measures the pranamaya kosha. And the other day we were doing the experiments of getting at the phantom roots.
Yes.
So which clearly shows the pranamaya kosha is tracked by this GDB and the biowell. Therefore, which normally cannot be measured, is being measured by biowell and GDB, the subtler layers of our existence, the prana. And therefore, it has great potential. And as I could see, it can pre-diagnose even cancer. Because according to yoga, the first adi is the root cause for cancer. It percolates into the pranamaya kosha and comes to the physical body, starts hitting the immune system and creates that confusion in the immune system, which makes the immune system think that cancer cells are my good friends. Because cancer cells are not external invaders like viruses. They are all born in our system. A billion cells get destroyed every day, a billion cells get created every day. And therefore, among 1 billion cells, maybe 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 will be the cancer cells. But when the immune system somehow gets confused and thinks that these cancer cells are my very good friends, it allows them to grow slowly over years and years, maybe 10 years, 15 years, it will grow and it becomes the malignant. Then you diagnose. So much before this diagnosis occurs, even 10-15 years before, the pranamaya kosha has already those imbalances set in. And that is what biowell and the GDB can track. Therefore, if systematized, that can give tremendous potential to pre-diagnose cancer and the similar ones. Most of the NCDs belong to the same category. You can pre-diagnose diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, all modern NCDs. You can pre-diagnose this thing. In fact, it was my dream that one day we should be able to photograph pranamaya kosha. We should be able to measure the pranic imbalances in this, and therefore I have been in this line of looking at GDB, Killian photography from 1963, and when the Russians started doing that, I said there are too many imbalances, too many inefficiencies. The accuracy was too poor. But I think 5 years back or so, we brought it down to less than 5%. So a wonderful tool has come up and it will be very, very useful on various fronts for dealing with our health, things, the major challenges of the modern era.
They are ultimately utilized to reference inner excellence, to optimize their health, optimize their performance levels, so that they could see their inner performance and then thereby be able to address the outer.
And so see the imbalances which are there, it will be quantified. We can correct it through various yoga practices by changing our lifestyle. And thereby it will take you to a state of Niramaya, state of diseaselessness, no disease.
To foster inner excellence, the blending of science and yoga, can you shed a little more insight on that, Guruji, please?
Modern science has grown over the last 400 years, starting with Newton and Descartes. And all the best of the minds and the best of the intellectuals around the globe started unraveling the mysteries of this thing. But soon, when they started this scientific revolution, once you complete understanding this physical world, then we can go to the other dimensions. So, discoveries and inventions all came up, and today we are in a fortunate position. We understand what every object is made of: molecules, atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, fundamental particles, all made out of energy. And they have the equation E equals mc squared. Find out how much of energy is in this given matter. You can precisely calculate. Also, what are the laws that govern them? Newton's laws of motion or normal speeds. When you go to extremely high speeds like rotation of electron around the nucleus nearing velocities of light, it only laws will not work. We have to go to higher laws. So they are called quantum mechanics and the special theory of relativity and others. What is the difference? When I leave this object, it is going to come down. No ambiguity. It's all deterministic. This is classical physics. And when you launch a rocket in a particular direction with a particular speed, you can completely see how the rocket is moving towards the moon. Every millionth of a second you can track them. But once you go to the realm of electrons, if you leave an electron may come down, it can go up, go to the front, to the back, to the right, to the left. It can go anywhere. In fact, an electron blows like a globe. So you cannot say where will the electron be precisely after 1 second. It can be here, it can be here, it can be there, it can be in that corner. So our entire classical notion of determinism finds an end. So we come into what we call as probabilistic mechanics. We can only talk about probability of an electron being seen here. Probability of finding an electron is say 1%. Probability of seeing that in that corner is 0.01%. But you can precisely now calculate how much is the probability by Schrödinger equations. So that is what we have unraveled over this. In a sense, we have almost full knowledge about the physical world. Therefore, anything physical, we have a big success. Putting man on the moon, building skyscrapers, underwater tunnels, information technology, and many, many other things, all in the physical world. Now what is happening to science? I remember at one time in late 70s, early 70s, people thought we had reached the end of the game and we know everything in the universe. Thanks to Fritz of Capra, who wrote that one book, Turning Point. Yes. He said, please remember what Newton said. After completion of the understanding of the physical world, we have to go beyond the physical to understand the subtler and the deeper dimensions of this creation. Now the time has come to understand what is prana. What is the difference between the dead body and the living body and the prana? Can mind exist without this brain, without this body? What is the difference between mind, emotions, intellect? Such questions we have to address. So science is in a turning point moving towards this. It is this region which our ancient seers, our masters and saints had unraveled thousands of years back. By having an inner search, they understood all the laws governing that. The normal laws of the physical world we have unraveled, but the laws of the prana world, they had unraveled. Similarly, the laws of the Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, everything they had unraveled. And they knew that this entire Panchakoshas, or the Sthula, Sukshma and Karana Shariras, which have been talked about in Vedanta, they are all in the phenomenal world. They are in a continuous flux of change, changing. But there is something that does not change. That's our original state. That's pure consciousness. That's infinite freedom, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite bliss. So, we start from the physical towards the subtle. going deeper and deeper. That is entering into the region of spirituality. That is going inwards, called Adhi Atma, looking inwards. As is told in Kathopanishad, said, Amrutta Chakshu, Amrutatva Michan. As if you have turned your eyes inwards, looking inwards, then you unravel. That is the internal sight. Modern science had done the external sight. Internal sight they did. When they start doing this, they understood all this dimension, not only of the physical world, but also of the subtle and the causal world. So that is how the whole knowledge base was developed, they were standardized, and how to use this knowledge base into our day-to-day life. That is yoga. Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. They brought forth and then brought it as part and parcel of our entire life. So how to use it in our day-to-day activities, how to live a very happy life, very wonderfully harmonious life, how to create ideal social orders. Everything was developed, and then they constructed such social orders which were there in India for centuries and centuries.
What guidance and advice can you provide that could support the nature of how Niramaya Life can bring together to cultivate and nurture programs in collaboration with you here at Vyasa, so that we can imbue the wealth and wisdom of our nation and use science to bring forth?
Modern youth have become so brilliant, sharp, intelligent, dynamic, full of energy, vitality, and they participate in the corporate world, bringing new dimensions of governance and bringing cohesiveness, organization, planning, monitoring. All these things have really brought in a new dimension of excellence in the entire corporate world. But along with this dimension of speed in mind, the sensitive mind, the sharp mind, the brilliant mind, it's also necessary that the youth should fathom another dimension of calmness, peace, silence. And if this is not there, then there's going to be a big imbalance. One side we have made the mind go very fast, faster, faster, faster. And we are getting stuck with that. We become workaholics and we get lost in the speed and we get enslaved with the mind. Therefore, Patanjali says that you should have the second dimension of mastery, calm down the mind, silence the mind, tranquil the mind, pacify the mind. Prashamanopayaha yoga, as Yoga Vasishtha says. Therefore, the two dimensions of mastery of the mind is to speed up the mind, to slow down the mind. Unfortunately, the whole of our education system never addressed the second dimension. It is only the first dimension which has taken up in such a big way. And what is the result? Big imbalance. It is so pathetic to see now people at the age of 20, 25, 26 getting big heart attacks, cancer. Why this? Basically because of this big ignorance about the second dimension of mastery. Therefore, it is very important and timely that we should bring in this dimension of slowing of the mind, calmness. That really the corporate youth would sit and calm down the mind. Morning, maybe half an hour, evening, half an hour. And it breaks the loop of developing tensions, continuously doing the work visits. The mind becomes calm and you get to the excellence of speeding up the mind, slowing down the mind. Both these things when you master, then all your creativity is going to blossom. Your efficiency is going to go up. In your work phase, if you take 1 hour to do a job, you can do it in maybe half an hour. And not only that, your sleep hours also is going to come down. So in this also, our BioWell can bring about the measured dimension of this how the modern youth has to be directed towards this wholesome approach of gaining mastery over the mind at the great contribution of Patanjali. Because he told yoga chitta vritti nirodha, gaining mastery over the mind. That's setting up two things. One is the capacity to speed up the mind to any speed, sharp mind, quick mind, brilliant mind, sensitive mind. The second dimension is completely tranquil the mind, silence the mind. These are the two wings. If you want to fly, you should have two wings. But if you try to fly only with the one wing, you know what is going to be the result.